Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the very first Casio to be 300 meters water resistance, the DW-300 from 1985. All right, so like this, G. I'll leave you guys a link to everything I'm using down below, of course, according in the two figurines also, if you want to get the frogs. The DW-300 from 1985. This watch came out in 1985. You can see this thing has the original straps with the HD logo. HD. This one has like the crosshair here on the glass. Later on, the DW-310 was released. We're gonna touch that subject a little bit later on. Japan. They are a little beat up. And because they are a little bit beat up, of course I got brand new NOS, new old stock replacement. Casio Japan. Original keeper. I don't think this is an original keeper. Looks like a replacement. I did, though, there's something weird though. This, I bought it and it was saying that it was for the DW-310, which came later. And I think this is why it's a little bit different. It looks the same, for the only difference that it's shorter. You see? I haven't measured it to be, take an exact measurement, but the new one is slightly shorter. Just thought I would let you know. So is the other one. Slightly shorter. Right there. But I'm not throwing these away. I'm going to remove them, clean them up. This watch, look at that glass, the condition of that glass. It does have a problem. When I bought it, it was supposed to be working perfectly. And this watch will not make a sound as you're going through the different mode. But once you activate the stopwatch, it's supposed to sound. So I took it apart and I was tinkering with it. And I did find out why it's not making a sound. This watch uses module 548 right there. And if you look up on eBay right now, different watches that use that module, you're going to find some of them also are being sold as no sound. And the reason is because the watch is missing these two parts inside. So once we open them, I'll show you. It has the battery clip, but it's missing this cover. And what's happening? Oh, yo, you okay? Okay, let me put you back here. You might be drunk. So this cover right here protects the battery from touching the back plate, and also prevents the little clip that hooks to the piezo speaker from making contact with the battery. So it doesn't have it. And it also doesn't have this, it's called a casing frame. It didn't have it. if you see it, you can see it's sitting kind of crooked in there, and it's kind of far away from the glass, and it's because it doesn't have that casing frame. So what was I supposed to do, right? Well, I bought another watch. I bought this DW-210, which came out a year prior. DW-210 with the same module. This module first came out in 1984, by the way. And when I opened it up, and I took a chance, because sometimes you ask this eBay seller if because they claim they changed the battery, but the moment you ask them if they take a picture of the inside of the watch, they can't, right? So I took a chance, hoping that I will get these two parts, because you can't order them anymore. And lo and behold, it did have it. Bam. Now it didn't have that plastic cover, so I'm gonna have to make my own, which I already did. I have a transparent, as you can see here, to place on top of the battery. That's a two-side. This is typical vinyl sticker. It's just transparent. I wasn't able to get the greenish type. Even though I don't know if it's supposed to be greenish. It might be green because it's old. The AE 1200 has something like this, right? That's where I got the template. So these two little ears are the ones that'll help me from that little tab. And you can see they are right there too. So I got a picture here of the 310. You can see the glass is a little bit different, right? And the 310 has different variations. There's this one with the 300 meter here, and there's another one that says water resist, and then there's variations also with the color. Like this one says 30 bar in red. There's another one that says 30 bar in gold. So this is the inside of the 310, which is different because they have a different module. And you can see that it does have a casing frame also, but it's different, right? It's a little different. You can see this, it's got like 4 areas here. But I even found the part for that, the part number, 7204761 casing frame. I'm in the process of trying to order it, since I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to try to fit it on this one, even though it doesn't need it, because you hear that? They're a little trick that I still got to work. This leather buttons are very, very. Oh. I bought this watch as not working for parts, and this button is stiff. There, I got it. But the light works and everything. See? So I got a spare module there, which might need a new polarizing film. I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't think so. I'm going to clean that up. This one uses a 20 millimeter strap, which you could get a replacement still today. This watch uses a weird one. I think it's like a 19.5. See? It's not even a 20. So a 20 would be too big, a 19 it'd be too small. So back to this, the 310 uses this little tape here to protect this tab, which is the one that goes to the speaker, from touching the metal chassis of the module. So I thought about doing something similar to that, but this looks more like the original. So that's one page down. And brought that up because there is a lot of misinformation online about the 310 being from 1982, and it's not. Before we continue, how about some story time? This guy's drunk too. This watch was featured in a movie called Heartbreak Ridge. Clint Eastwood. Look at that. Clint famous word DW-300. He's Marine Gunnery Sergeant Tom Gunny Highway. So this movie started filming in 1986, and he already had the watch, right? Keep that in mind. It was quick, and it was done by July, so it was 2 months. And then the movie came out in December. It was recorded in Camp Pendleton in Vieques, Puerto Rico. So they just 2 months got it done. I wonder how long that movie is. I wonder how long. So the DW-310, you're gonna find a lot of pictures online, a few pictures, where it says that it's from 1982. And how about we show you some pictures from the catalogs, right? So this is 1982 here. 1982. There's no HD. That's like heavy duty. They only have water sports, and this will later on be part of the heavy duty, which is the DW-1000, which I have it. I've shown it to you in the past, and that's the W-300, which I also have. I've done a video on that one. That's still 1982. Now we're in 1983 here, right? And now we see the first heavy duty. We got the G-Shock. Remember the first G-Shock came out in what, 1982? So this is the second year for the G-Shock. WW-5100C, that's what it says. And then down below, you got the DW-5200. And then here you got some solar sail watches. Those look pretty nice though. That's 1984. So that means the first year for the heavy duty was 1984, not 1983. First G-Shock was 1983, I believe. Yep, 1983. I didn't print out that first G-Shock though. I gotta print it out. So now we're still here in 1984, and we have the DW-200, right? And this is the one I have. I just show you the DW-210 with module 548. And look at this, the DW-1000. Look at these, titanium, solar powered. Look at these other ones. So this one also uses module 548. All three of these, right? And then we get to 1985 to the heavy duty page, and we got the two G-Shocks up here, and we have the DW-300 next to the big brother here, the DW-3000. This watch is super expensive, only 1 year. A lot of people say that this is the first 300 meter watch, but again, if we go by the movie, if Clint Eastwood already had the watch by June here in the States, and it came from Japan, I don't know. You tell me. I think they both came out at the same time. Leave me a comment which one you think it came out first, because this one apparently only came out for 1 year. Very expensive watch. Sometimes they pop up on eBay. I think there's one right now, but it's not fully original. They changed the glass, upgraded to a sapphire glass, which is nice. And then we have here 1986, and we still see the 300 right here by itself. We no longer see the DW-300, right? Next page, printed out 1988. I wasn't able to find a 1987, right? But why is this page important? Because 1988 is the first time the module 690 shows up. And that's the module that the DW-300 uses. So if the module that 310 uses first shows up in 1988, how can it be from 1982, right? That would be impossible. So now we jump to 1989, and here it is. Let me move this back a little. That's it right there, from 1989, DW-300. First time it showed up on the catalog, 1989. 1990, it was long gone. It wasn't here. So, but, you know, I think everybody knows that it wasn't a 1 year thing. I don't think they just put it on the catalog. It's just such a special watch, 300 meters. I don't think they... And that's it. That's all the pages that I have printed out. So when this watch came out, it was like $39.95. I didn't do the math for today's money. We got the tools here to open it up. Let's see. Before I close this watch, I gotta pull out the heat mat today. It's been raining all day. You can see the humidity level is at 38, which is not something I feel comfortable closing down a watch. Anything over 40 might give you a lot of humidity inside the watch. Okay, so let me show you before I open it up. No sound. Sad thing is, with the light button, it's the same to reset the stopwatch. Let me stop that. I think there's a way to set the alarm, make it sound. But, you know, I gotta put the thing back on. Like right now, if I open it up and I do an AC, it'll start sounding, right? But the moment I close it up and I put the screws, which create a pressure, it'll stop working the sound. I had to buy another watch to fix the problem. Well, I had to buy another watch to fix the problem because I wanted the watch to be fully original. And here it is. This little tab right here compresses and touches the battery clip, and it creates a short. Right. I'm not going to put this one on until the end. me see. This is the first one I had on when I was doing the testing. It doesn't look right. I mean, I know that I can't see it once I close the watch, but I know it's there. Now the cage, you can see it has some tabs, right? And there is, the tab goes right behind that tab right there. Got the O-ring. This O-ring is also not original. We're going to be replacing it, and it's also, you can see it's damaged. So this is how it looks. Let's compare it to the DW-310. See the difference? Kind of the same, but different. So now, if I put this back, I don't know what that number is. I'm going to be deleting it. I'm not going to put the screws on, but hear that? There you go. So this module is almost exactly as the 106, which is in the W-300 and the W-400. With the big, the difference is that it's smaller. They made the module smaller, and it uses the smaller 2016 battery. The 106 module uses that big, I think it's the 2320 battery. Let me see. Yeah, the 2320 battery. That module, the 106, is used in the H101, W150, W51, the W300, and the W400. So this module is used in the 210, the DW300, the DW3000, TW7000, W700, and the W760. No good. The original gasket for Casio part discontinued. No longer available. I did get the measurement. The correct measurement for a replacement is a 31 millimeter by 1 millimeter thick. But I wasn't able to get it. The closest I got is 31 by 0.9. I leave you guys a link down below if you got one of these watches and you want to update it. 0.9 and 1, it's, very close. Very, very close. So I want to remove the buttons. That way I could check the O-ring. Let me get the tool. All right. Let's see if I can grab it. I think I might be able to, to get these the buttons brand new, but I don't need them. because I think there's still watches that still use these buttons. Whoa. Took off my my goggles. Let's remove that first button. It's kind of deep. Look at that. Thick, thick. I need the other tool to dig out the O-rings. They look like regular O-rings, so that's not going to be a problem. That's the washer right there. There's another one in there. Just like the frogman. Look at that. The inner O-ring is a different color. So is this the first frogman? What do you think? This one is still in good shape. But I'm gonna change them. It's bigger too. I'll change both. And you gotta clean everything. Spring looks normal. Nothing crazy. Let me check. Let me remove the rest and I'll be back. Check it out. So all the buttons, they're plastic. Some of them are lightly scratched, which means now that it's easier to lightly sand them and refurbish them. So all of them had that grayish inner O-ring. So I'm going to be cleaning all of this. The ultrasonic and also the original strap. It's going to take me a little while. And also this. Once I put it back, we're going to do a water test, water resistant test with my new machine. I'll be back. Check it out. I decided to reuse the original O-rings. They look pretty good. I had them on the ultrasonic cleaner. Check this out. This is not regular resin. See how it looks? And look at the bands. Nice and clean. I'll put those away. So I'm gonna put the buttons. That's the new O-ring. Close it up so we can test it. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Let me press the buttons a few times. Get that new lubed, nice and working. So this is gonna be the first test. There's probably going to be air caught between the buttons. See that? I a few bubbles there, but it looks dry inside. Let's take a closer look. It looks dry in there. So let's do our pressure test. All right, I got the watch suspended here. And before I start, this test is kind of dangerous for this watch because it's so old. Not worry about getting water in the watch so much because there's the movement is not inside, but I'm kind of worried about the glass popping off because it's old. But I'm gonna trust the Casio quality. So let's start pumping. Keep an eye on that gauge right here. So these tests are usually done when the gauge gets to right here in the middle, 3 bar. So 3 bar is about 100 feet. The watch is resistance to 300 meters, which is like 984 feet. I don't know who could survive that. I'm gonna keep going. 4 bars is 131 feet. Five bar is 164 feet. That's about 50 meters, right? All right, so what's happening right now is if something was leaking inside the watch, has the same pressure, right? You're supposed to leave it about 3 minutes, but it's all the same. Now it's gonna be kind of difficult to push the watch down. All right, I'm gonna turn it, and now I'm gonna start removing the air pressure. This thing has a line right here, and that's where you're supposed to fill up the water. The only thing I don't like about this machine, well, it's a cheapo machine. It's about $100 on Amazon. The air release valve is not very, you can't really control it. So I already see a little bubble there, but that might be that it was trapped. If something is leaking, you're gonna see a trail of bubbles. Let me see if I can do it slowly. So I took it to 5 bar, which is, like I said, 164 feet. There you go. No bubbles. I had a little bit of bubbles, but nothing major. That might have been air trapped. Let's bring it up. Let me get the flashlight. Okay. It looks dry. All right, so the other test I do is I apply pressure with the watch being submerge that way. Oh, I gotta close the valve. If it's leaking, the water is definitely gonna get inside. So far, it passed 2 out of 3 tests. Oops. It unlocked. There you go. Keep going. I'll take it all the way to 6. This thing holds up to 10 bar. So a little bit more than 6 bars, so that's 200 feet. No bubbles. Looks dry. I think the service was a success. You're supposed to leave it here like a certain amount of time, but that's good enough for me. This is an old watch, so that test is good enough for me. All right, let's let go the air pressure. You see how fast it lets go of it? You see a little bubble there? All right. Let's open it up. Get the rag. See that? Nice and dry, baby. Oh yeah. Let me get it out of here and open it up. All right, just plugged in the heat mat. Got to keep an eye on this. I want this under 30% humidity. So before I open it, I always like to brand new rag. Use this air gun. I forgot to tell you to cover up your ears. All right, so I do that to remove any excess water trapped behind the buttons and all the little crevices. All right, so that's 12 o'clock. Put on my goggles. There you go. Nice and dry. So you can see, even though it's old school with screws, not a screw back, it held the water pretty strong. Those first bubbles that we saw, it was water getting in this area right here. Might as well get it dry, right? Before putting it together. Might as well relube the O-ring also. So you can see that that brand new O-ring did its job. Get the clock. Get the module here. Still got to change the battery. I like to put it in first. It looks straight. Let's remove this temporary cover that I put here in the beginning. This battery probably still good, but I don't know. I don't trust those Murata batteries. I'm installing a brand new Renata CR2016. I forgot to prep it. Oh, there you go. All right. Positive side up. Should be wearing gloves. There you go. I gotta make sure the battery is sitting inside the little pins. You know, that was the problem with that other watch that I bought for parts, because this thing is got a bunch of pins all around. Somebody tried to force it, and all the pins were bent, and the battery did not fit, so I had to bend them backwards to get it to work. All right, here is the brand new battery cover. Goes like right there. Underneath that pen. We gotta do an AC, which is right here. You barely see it. You see the AC? Right here. I should have done it before putting that cover on the battery. I forgot. All right, got it. All right, where is my frame here? I forgot the name. There. Make sure everything's nice and straight. Humidity is already down to 30%. relubed O-ring. You see this thing fits very nice. Sometimes the O-rings are not like perfectly round, but you gotta, if you get them like really looped like this, they'll stick, and you could, you know, get them to go inside that channel. Right, let's close it up. Get the screw here. 1, 2. Oops. This thing got its HD badge back again. Should be good. Nice and center. We got sound. Bam. Let me put the bands and I'll be back. Bam. This bad boy is now Frogman certified. What do you think? You want to do some size comparison here? Here it is next to a Frogman. Next to the Rangeman. DW-300. DW-56. And this is a GW-6900. I think it came out pretty nice. Another one saved for the collection. What do you guys think? If you enjoy the show, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and peace out. Bam.